There is something that happens when a human stands near a horse, something quiet, almost invisible, something that does not announce itself with words or movement, and yet it reaches deep into the body before the mind has time to understand it. Breathing begins to slow, the chest softens, the jaw releases, the constant inner noise loses its sharp edges, and most people never realize this shift is taking place. But the nervous system notices immediately. Because horses do not simply respond to humans, they regulate them. The human nervous system has one essential task: to keep us alive, and it does this by constantly scanning the environment for danger or safety through a process that happens below conscious awareness, before thought, before language, before intention, where the body decides first and the mind explains later. When you enter the presence of a horse, your nervous system starts receiving very specific signals, signals that say, you are safe enough to slow down. This is part of what makes horses different from other animals, not because other animals cannot be calming, but because horses are large prey animals whose survival depends on extraordinary sensitivity to their surroundings. Every sound, every movement, every shift in energy matters, and their nervous systems are built for constant attunement. A horse notices breathing patterns, muscle tension, posture, emotional charge, often long before a human becomes aware of these things within themselves. And when a human enters their space, the horse's nervous system begins reading the human nervous system in real time. What is remarkable is that instead of escalating fear, many horses offer regulation, a steady, grounded presence that communicates safety without effort. Calm is not the absence of stress. Calm is the presence of safety. And safety is not a thought. It is a felt experience in the body. Horses do not calm humans by distracting them or entertaining them. They calm humans by bringing the nervous system into coherence, where the body begins to shift naturally, heart rate slows, breathing deepens, muscles soften, and the system exits survival mode. Science has observed measurable changes when humans spend time near horses. Stress hormones decrease, parasympathetic activity increases, heart rhythms become more balanced. Yet what matters most is not just what changes, but how effortlessly it happens. No instructions are needed, no techniques are applied, no effort is required, only presence. A horse cannot fake calm. If a horse is relaxed, it is truly relaxed. Their nervous system does not mask stress or suppress discomfort the way humans often do. And when a human stands near a calm horse, the body receives a powerful message. This environment is safe enough for a prey animal this large to relax. That message bypasses logic and goes straight into the nervous system, and the body responds accordingly. This is why people with anxiety often feel a strong effect around horses, because an anxious nervous system is usually living in a low-grade state of fight or flight, constantly scanning, constantly preparing, even in quiet moments. And when that system enters the presence of a horse, something unfamiliar happens. The horse does not rush, does not demand, does not invade. It waits, and that waiting creates space. And space is something the anxious nervous system rarely experiences. Horses respond to regulation, not control, and this is one of the most profound lessons they offer. You cannot force a horse into calm. You can only become calm enough for the horse to trust you. This reverses the usual human pattern of trying to control the outside world in order to feel safe, and instead teaches the body that connection requires self-regulation, not dominance. When a human becomes still near a horse, the body sends new signals. Movement slow, breathing softens, posture becomes more grounded, and the horse responds by remaining present rather than withdrawing. The human nervous system notices this response, and a feedback loop forms. The human slows, the horse stays calm, the horse stays calm, the human feels safer, and safety deepens regulation even further. This loop is not psychological, it is biological. Words are unnecessary in this exchange because the nervous system does not speak language. It speaks rhythm, tone, pacing, pressure, proximity, and horses communicate entirely in this sensory language. This is why humans often say they feel calmer around horses, but cannot explain why, because the body understands something the mind does not need to analyze. Research in equine-assisted therapy has shown that human heart rhythms can synchronize with a horse's heart rhythm, not as a mystical idea, but as a form of co-regulation, where a steady external presence helps the human heart find balance, and once the heart settles, the mind follows. Horses do not respond to emotional masks. A human can smile while anxious or speak calmly while overwhelmed, but a horse responds only to the truth of the nervous system, which is why they may move away from tense people and soften instantly around grounded ones. This honesty can feel confronting, but it is also deeply healing. The nervous system does not learn through logic, it learns through experience, and horses provide a living experience of safety without judgment, presence without expectation, connection without performance. For a nervous system that has spent years bracing, this experience can feel revolutionary. This is why emotions often rise near horses. Tears, relief, a sense of openness. Not because the horse causes sadness, but because the nervous system finally feels safe enough to release what it has been holding. Horses do not fix humans. They do not analyze or correct. They simply hold a regulated presence that allows the human nervous system to remember what safety feels like. They heal not by doing something, but by being something. Grounded, present, honest, embodied. And in their presence, the human nervous system remembers how to be the same. This is only the beginning, because what horses do to the human nervous system goes far beyond calm. It reshapes trust, boundaries, self-awareness, emotional regulation, and connection to the body. But for now, it is enough to understand this. Sometimes the nervous system does not need fixing. It needs presence. And horses offer that quietly, powerfully, without asking anything in return. To understand why horses have such a profound effect on humans, we need to understand what most human nervous systems are actually doing most of the time. They are not resting, they are surviving. Modern life keeps the body in a constant state of low-level alert. Even when nothing appears to be wrong, the nervous system stays prepared, muscles subtly tense, breathing remains shallow, attention scans outward, waiting for the next demand, the next problem, the next threat. This is not because humans are weak, it is because the nervous system evolved for danger that came and went, not for stress that never fully ends. When stress becomes constant, the body forgets how to return to safety on its own. And this is where horses become extraordinary. A horse lives almost entirely in the present moment, not as a spiritual concept, but as a biological necessity. Its survival depends on responding to what is happening now, not what happened yesterday, not what might happen tomorrow. When there is no immediate threat, the horse's nervous system returns to regulation quickly and fully. There is no mental replay, no rumination, no anticipation, just now. When a human steps into this field of presence, the nervous system encounters something rare, an external environment that is not pushing, not demanding, not accelerating. The body begins to downshift. For people stuck in fight or flight, this downshift can feel unfamiliar at first, even uncomfortable, because the nervous system has learned to associate alertness with safety and calm with vulnerability. This is why some people feel restless or emotional around horses at first. The system is learning a new state. Horses are especially powerful for trauma survivors because trauma is not stored as a story. It is stored as sensation, tension, reflex, and uncompleted survival responses inside the body. Talking about trauma does not always reach where trauma lives, but regulation does. A horse does not ask for explanations. It responds to the nervous system exactly as it is, in the moment, without judgment or interpretation. If a human is tense, the horse notices. If a human dissociates, the horse notices. If a human softens, the horse notices. This immediate feedback teaches the nervous system something words cannot: that internal states matter, that regulation changes connection, that safety is something the body can create from within. One of the most important things horses offer is a way out of freezing. Freezing is often misunderstood as calm, but it is not calm. It is immobility under threat. The body shuts down because it cannot fight or flee. Many humans live in a functional freezing, going through life, working, talking, smiling, while internally feeling numb, disconnected, or exhausted. Horses respond strongly to freeze states, often becoming confused or disengaged. Not because the human is doing something wrong, but because freeze carries the nervous system signature of unsafety. When a human slowly reconnects to their body near a horse, through breath, movement, presence, the horse responds by re-engaging. This teaches the nervous system that coming back into the body is safe. That sensation is not dangerous. That aliveness does not mean overwhelm. Another reason horses are so regulating is that they demand congruence. They require the inside and the outside to match. A human cannot rush while pretending to be calm, cannot dominate while pretending to be gentle, cannot dissociate while expecting connection. The horse reflects the truth of the nervous system instantly. This is not punishment, it is clarity. And clarity is stabilizing. When the nervous system receives consistent, honest feedback, it begins to reorganize. It learns that authenticity creates safety, not performance. Horses also teach boundaries at a nervous system level. They do not tolerate intrusion, they move away from pressure, they respond to respectful distance, and when humans learn to honor these boundaries, something profound happens. The nervous system begins to understand that boundaries do not destroy connection, they make connection possible. For many people, this is a completely new experience. Being near a horse also activates the ventral vagal system, the part of the nervous system associated with social safety, connection, and regulation. The horse's steady presence, slow movements, grounded posture, and rhythmic breathing send signals of safety that the human nervous system can entrain to. This is why simply standing near a horse without touching, without speaking, can create a deep sense of calm. Nothing needs to be forced. Nothing needs to be fixed. The body simply remembers. There is also something important about the size and strength of a horse. A regulated being that is powerful yet non-threatening sends a very strong signal to the nervous system. It says power does not require aggression, strength does not require dominance, presence does not require control. For people whose nervous systems associate power with danger, this can be deeply reparative. Over time, repeated experiences of regulation near horses begin to rewire the nervous system. Not dramatically, not instantly, but steadily. The baseline shifts. The body learns new patterns. Calm becomes more accessible. Presence becomes familiar. And safety stops feeling like something that must be earned. This is why people often say, time with horses changes them even when they cannot explain how. Because the change did not happen in the mind. It happened in the nervous system. In the next part, we will explore how this connection affects identity, self-trust, and emotional resilience, and why many people feel more themselves around horses than anywhere else. But for now, it is enough to understand this. Horses do not pull humans out of survival mode by force. They invite the nervous system to step out, slowly, gently, one breath at a time. And when the body remembers safety, the mind follows. When the nervous system begins to regulate, something subtle but profound starts to happen. People often describe it as feeling more like themselves. Not a better version, not a more productive or confident version, but a truer one. A quieter, more grounded sense of being at home inside their own body. This is not accidental. Much of what humans call personality is actually nervous system adaptation. Ways of moving, speaking, reacting, and thinking that developed in response to safety or the lack of it. When the nervous system lives in survival mode for long enough, identity forms around protection, pleasing, controlling, withdrawing, performing, or staying invisible. These patterns feel like who we are, but they are often who we had to become. Horses do not respond to these adaptations. They respond to the state underneath them. And when those survival patterns are no longer needed, even briefly, the nervous system begins to relax its grip on them. This is why people often feel a sense of authenticity around horses, as if masks fall away without effort, as if there is no need to impress, explain, or perform. The horse does not require a role. It requires presence. This creates a rare environment where the nervous system can explore what it feels like to exist without strategy, without defense, without expectation. In this space, self-trust begins to grow. Not because someone tells the person to trust themselves, but because the body experiences cause and effect directly. When the human softens, the horse stays. When the human becomes present, the horse engages. When the human respects boundaries, the horse responds with connection. The nervous system learns that internal states matter, that attention, regulation, and intention shape reality. This learning happens below language. It becomes embodied knowing. This is why horses are so powerful for people who struggle with self-doubt. Self-doubt often comes from being disconnected from bodily signals, from having learned that internal cues were unreliable, ignored, or dangerous. Horses return attention to the body. They require awareness of posture, breath, movement, distance, timing. There is no room for dissociation when standing next to a large, living being that is responding moment by moment. And as attention returns to the body, trust returns with it. There is also something deeply regulated about being chosen by a horse. When a horse voluntarily approaches, stays, or softens around a human, the nervous system receives a powerful message. You are safe enough. You are trustworthy enough. You are regulated enough to be close. This is not validation in a social sense. It is validation at a biological level. For many people, this experience reaches places that praise and approval never could. Horses also teach humans to listen to subtle signals, to notice shifts before they escalate, to respond early rather than react late. This builds emotional resilience. The nervous system becomes more sensitive, not in a fragile way, but in an intelligent way. It learns to track itself, to notice when tension rises, to adjust before overwhelm takes over. Over time, this awareness carries into daily life. People begin to notice their breath in conversations, their posture in conflict, their pacing in stressful situations. Not because they are trying to self-improve, but because the body has learned a new baseline. Presence becomes familiar. Another profound effect of time with horses is the restoration of agency. Trauma often takes agency away, leaving the nervous system feeling helpless or over-controlled. With horses, agency is restored through choice. The human must choose how to approach, when to pause, when to move, when to wait. The horse responds to these choices honestly. There is no coercion, only consequence. This teaches the nervous system that actions matter, that influence does not require force, that power can be relational rather than dominating. For many people, this reshapes their understanding of control, strength, and leadership. Horses also invite grief. Not in a dramatic way, but in a quiet, honest way. As the nervous system experiences safety, it becomes possible to feel what was previously suppressed: sadness, longing, loss, relief. This is not regression. It is integration. The body releases what it could not release before. Horses do not rush this process. They allow it. And that allowance is part of the healing. People often say they feel seen by horses, but what is really happening is that they are seeing themselves without distortion, without defense, without the noise of expectation. The horse simply reflects what is present, and in that reflection, the nervous system learns to tolerate being real. This is why time with horses can feel deeply meaningful even without doing anything. No riding, no training, no goals, just being. In a world that constantly demands performance, productivity, and explanation, this kind of presence is radical. It reminds the nervous system that existence does not need justification. That being is enough. As this understanding settles into the body, people often carry it with them. They stand differently. They speak differently. They breathe differently. Not because they are trying to change, but because their nervous system is no longer bracing in the same way. This is what horses offer at the deepest level, not calm as an idea, but regulation as an experience. Not confidence as a concept, but self-trust as a sensation. Not healing as something to achieve, but wholeness as something to remember. In the presence of a horse, the body learns that stillness is not emptiness, that silence is not loneliness, that power does not need to dominate, and that connection does not require performance. Horses do not ask humans to be better. They ask them to be real. And when the nervous system feels safe enough to be real, healing happens quietly, naturally, without effort. This ancient connection between humans and horses has lasted for thousands of years, not because of usefulness alone, but because horses meet us at the level where words disappear and truth remains. They listen with their whole bodies. They respond without judgment. They regulate without trying, and in doing so, they invite us back into ourselves. If this way of seeing, feeling, and understanding horses resonates with you, if you're curious about the deep intelligence of animals and the quiet wisdom of connection, you're invited to continue this journey. Subscribe to the HorseSense channel, where we explore the unseen language between humans and horses, the nervous system, presence, and what animals teach us about being alive. Until next time, slow down, breathe, and remember, sometimes the most powerful healing happens in silence beside a horse.